So hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. One of the biggest mistakes I see webmasters making is using Yoast to implement schema. Most times their schema is either wrong, incomplete, or best case scenario, unoptimized but somewhat correct. Now, schema is more of an afterthought for most people, for most webmasters, because they don't understand the importance of schema markup. And I'll tell you this, there have been instances where all I've done is optimize the schema markup and the website just shoots up several spots in ranking because now Google can make more sense of what the website is all about, what the content on the site is all about, and also phrase a lot of the FAQs and feature you and people also ask. And also now with AI, you'd be featured in their AI answers. So it makes sense to ensure that your schema is done right. Now, how does a regular person who doesn't have any knowledge of programming check if their schema is even correct? If you're using Yoast, RankMath, whatever plugin you're doing, if you have an SEO company handling your schema, regardless of the case, I have a tool that I'm not associated with, but which I use quite a few times a day, and I find indispensable when I'm analyzing websites, when I'm analyzing SERPs. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with schema. This kind of shortens the time it takes for me to figure out what's wrong and fix and optimize schema. And the only drawback to this tool which I'm going to use is that it doesn't give you all of the information. So you'd have to take that information and do and follow the steps I show you to get to where you want to be in terms of optimizing your overall schema so that your rankings improve and Google makes sense of your site. The other thing that this tool doesn't do great is it's slow. So I'm going to fast forward through this video when it's analyzing schema, when it's analyzing SERP, so that you're not bored by this. There's also kind of like a bit of a bug with this, so you can only check the main domain, but you can't check specific URLs within that domain. Hopefully, the developer of this tool will fix this, but it's a free tool, so it's at the leisure of the developer. Whenever they have time, they're going to fix it. So without further ado, let me show you exactly how this tool works and how you can start optimizing your schema using it. All right, so I previously ran a scan and just want to show you guys, this is what you will be dealing with, and this is what you'll be able to see in terms of your schema. So to be able to see what everything that's missing, and I'll show you how to implement what is missing. So I'll start with an example, and like with all my examples, I'll pick something randomly. So let's just say I'm trying to do digital marketing. Let's just do SEO in Dubai, right? And we can see we have quite a few competitors since I'm in Dubai. So this is a local search, and let's say I'm trying to optimize locally. And most people already know my website is cloudsceodubai.com. So what I'll do here is I'll plug in the keyword that I want to optimize my schema for. I'll go here real quick and I'll paste in the keyword. Then I'll go back to my website. This is my website, by the way. If you're looking for someone to do SEO for you, you can fill out the form here and you can get in touch with me. And if you're looking for specific services, I've got a whole bunch of services, website audit services, topical mapping services, monthly SEO. So you can check out all of that good stuff. But getting back to the tool, paste in my URL over here. So if I try doing specific URLs, like I try doing our services and stuff, that kind of sometimes bugs out. You can try doing it, but I'm just going to try with the main domain. I'm trying to optimize for SEO in Dubai. I'll click Analyze Search, and then I'll fast forward through because this takes quite a bit of time. So while this is running in the background, I just want to quickly show you an official schema validator. So if you're writing schema or you're testing schema code, make sure that you're passing your code through this, because this is what will evaluate your schema. If your schema passes this, and I'll show you how to test your code here, it means it's a valid schema. Okay, so you go to validator.schema.org, and so when I show you how to fix this, this is where you'll test it and then implement it. Website into the schema validator. I just want to show you guys this existing schema that I have. And this is something I don't really work on my site because I just don't have as much time. But if I validate my schema, I'll go ahead and I'll put in the URL here. Now, the other way, if you evaluating code or validating code, click on the code here and paste the code. So since I'm just testing my URL, I'll just click test over here. And this tool is an official tool, but sometimes this is buggy as well. And speaking of bugs, this is exactly what we've encountered. So half of this schema, for some reason, this doesn't load correctly in the preview. And this is no fault on my part, no fault on your part. This is just the tool being buggy. So sometimes you'll run into this issue. There's nothing really much you can do about it, except for you go and check the code of your site. So you go and you view HTML and you check the schema code on your site, or use another tool. But this is the official tool. So the analysis here has been completed. It says good implementation. So nothing zero. So it says he's got 3 suggestions for me. Okay. So we go down, we click this over here, and it shows us the 3 suggestions. So it says organization used by 3 competitors. So we'll just click here. We'll click here. And it says that because there are 3 competitors using organization schema, we should be using organization schema as well. I agree. It gives me the template. So I just need to fill out the template over here real quick. This has been pulled from a competitor site, by the way, because I know Digital Nexa is a competitor locally. So it says this is suggestion number 1. So it says implement this code. Second suggestion, it says breadcrumb list. So it says 2 competitors use the breadcrumb list. So implement the code. So you're not really writing any of the code over here, right? So you go here, it says website. So website schema. It gives me the website schema over here. So all I need to do is implement the website schema. Just fill out the blanks here. All I need to do is fill out the blanks, right? Okay. So the easiest way here is if we're going to start with first validating your schema. Okay. So we're going to copy this because sometimes, there could be errors. You want to make sure. This one will also show you how to validate your code. So you put the code snippet over here and you paste it. All right. And this is showing the other way around because for some reason I think I'm an Arabic speaker. So you take the test and it says no errors. It just says 1 mistake, JSON-LD. Not a big issue, but I'll show you how to fix that as well. All right. So the easiest way to pull schema from a site is go to ChatGPT. And so what I've done here is I've just asked it, please pull the schema markup from this URL, and I've given it my URL over here. And the website, cloudseodubai.com, includes structured data and it gives me the structured data. Okay. So now we know that it has this structure. So I've only got content and I've got context. Okay. So now what I'm going to show you guys is how to incorporate this into the schema that was suggested. So if you remember, all we did was copy all the code that was recommended and pasted it into a text edit. So we'll copy this and we will go back. We'll ask ChatGPT the following, right? So what we're asking it is to take the code that we're pasting, incorporate that code into our existing code, and fill in the blanks. So it'll fill in our website, it'll fill in our Facebook page, it'll fill in all of this good stuff, and we will not have to do any hard work. So you can see it's providing us with the schema code, it's writing everything for us, it's doing everything for us, it's using the same template, and here's the breadcrumbs. Everything else, is pretty much done for us. So we can take it. Here's the website schema. Here's the breadcrumb schema. We've got the contact point. We've got the website schema over here. All 3 recommendations have been incorporated. We'll go ahead, copy the code because we need to validate the code. Hopefully this will not bug out on us and it will show us if there are any problems with the code. Right, we've copied the code. It says there's 1 mistake, and this is why we put this through the schema validator. and it says the schema.org does not recognize a breadcrumb website or valid or element of this type. Not a problem. The schema.org does not recognize the website as a valid or element for type organization. All right, not a big deal. Both of these can be fixed, so we'll just we'll copy and paste these errors into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to fix it for us. So, right, so it goes ahead, figures it out all on its own, redoes the schema. I only want to give it like one error at a time, so don't do like a whole bunch of these errors. Um, but it's giving us this in bite sizes over here. We just want the whole code. Text document over here. We'll copy this part. So sometimes ChatGPT throws you a curveball, and when it throws you a curveball, you need to kind of keep up and improvise. So I think this is it. All right, so we'll copy the entire code, right? So we're going to validate the schema, copied all the schema from the text document, pasted it in over here. Real quick, just taking a look at to see if this kind of looks short. All right, so we've got organization over here. All right, we've got breadcrumbs over here. We've got website over here. So we got all three that were recommended, and they're absolutely error-free. If you go here, it's filled out the form now. Sometimes we need to take a look at this because this over here is in my phone number, so you'd have to fix this. So take a look at the code before you paste this onto your site. Obviously, ChatGPT doesn't do everything for you, but it does the coding correctly. It gets things done faster. Then you don't need as much knowledge with JSON. But for instance, even we don't have Arabic. We don't have Arabic speakers here, so I can remove this. So you want to go down the list and just make sure that your website is added correctly, the name of your site is added correctly. All of this stuff, it says over here, for instance, SEO.ae. So you want to take a look at this, SEO company to buy UAE. So it puts in the name over here. So these kind of things you want to take a look at and you want to fix, but it gets the code to where it needs to be. And you go ahead, put this into your website. It's a lot better than just using Yoast SEO and Rank Math and not knowing just how much fluff they're pumping into your site. And also, if you use too much schema on your site, it just has the opposite effect. You don't want to go overboard with schema. At best, you want to have three different types of schema per page. And that's just about it. All right, so I hope you guys found value in this video. Like and subscribe, and always leave a comment below. Share it with your friends, and happy ranking.